If I missed something. Oop. All right, so welcome everybody to Wednesday night. We're going to do a little presentation because some of the feedback I got from people that came last week was so above and beyond and they needed basic. So we're going to get back to basics today. I've done a presentation like this before, but I added some things that I think should be pretty interesting. So I'm going to share my screen. And just gonna go through and, oh, all right. So come on. There we go. There we go. All right. So the AO Scan Mobile is like having a wellness center in the palm of your hand. It gives you a better idea of what's going on with your body. And it helps you to improve the things that are out of balance. And when things are out of balance, we're not feeling as well as we could be. There could be a multitude of things that go on when things aren't in balance. So the original AO scan was a $38,000 machine used in holistic health clinics all over the world. I got to sample one about 10 years ago. A friend of mine had gotten it for her holistic health practice down in Albany. I drove down there to, and I say down there, from where I was living, it was down there. I drove down there to sample it, and it was very interesting, but I didn't really understand the science behind it. They didn't really know in one session if it did anything to, and I don't think anybody can judge anything by one session, but it was quite a drive for me. So I only tried it that one time back then. And then I was using something called the Zytoscan to monitor and tell me what was going on with my body. Very similar, using biofrequency. But since then, this man up in the picture, Lauren Swenson, has developed it so it can be a mobile device. And the way it started was in 1980s, around then, Russian, German, Ukraine, and other scientists out that way had discovered that there are 120,000 frequencies in the body that are the same in every person. And we can, they isolated and got the frequencies so that the 120,000 frequencies are the frequencies of optimal health. Now you can be above or below that optimal frequency, but it knows what is out of balance by looking at the frequency of like one of those 120,000, and then if you're above or below on that. So that's how it does the readings that it does. In the beginning, the AO scan was primarily used to help astronauts out in space. Last 20 years, it's been released to the public. So Lauren started because his son was born with some birth defects, some behavior problems he had because of what he was diagnosed with. And he used this technology to help his son. So frequencies, the way they balance frequencies is, you see in the picture of the hand, here's one way to show it, is they do a mirror image of the frequency, send that to it, and then it brings you to a more optimal place. And it's another way to see it is if we have two tuning forks and one turns on, the other one will pick up that frequency. So that's another way to picture the frequencies and how they balance. So every cell and organ in the body has its own distinctive vibrational frequency, or oscillation it's sometimes called. And when these oscillations are disrupted, whether by injury, diet, stress, or emotion, it results in a disruption of that biological function. So I'm not going to get into this a lot. The technology comes from a combination of things that Nikola Tesla said, and it is scalar wave technology combined with Rife technology. And we're going to get into Rife on the next page. Rife helped, I think it was more than 16 cancer patients become cancer-free using Rife frequencies, which are still used today. And the ultimate goal was to be able to have this device to scan their bodies, know the status of overall wellness at any time, and to use the scanner educational tool to improve health at the same time. Albert Einstein also said that the future of medicine will be medicine of frequencies. He also stated that everything is energy, and that's all there is to it. That's philosophy, not physics. So everything is energy. The body has its own field, and we read things in the field before we feel them in the body. So that's why the scanner can actually detect things that haven't even happened to the body yet, have happened years ago. So when the frequencies are not, when things in the body are not addressed, it can bring about fatigue, depression, illness, disease, and even death. So because these frequencies have been isolated, identified, and cataloged, we can use them to our benefit to bring the optimum frequencies into our life and improve the tissues, organs in our body, measure them, monitor them, and bring them into a state of balance and harmony. So many of the things that happen in our body, we don't see, like you see symptoms, but you don't know the root cause of the problem. So the AO scan actually gets to the root cause. And that can be done in many ways, but we can see a lot of things happening in our lives, but it's good to be able to see what is causing them and to be able to bring some balance into our lives. So the AO scan identifies specific frequencies in the human body using a database of more than 120,000 frequencies, like I said it before. And these frequencies are the same in every person. It's a biofeedback device. It's an educational tool to check your body at any time of the day. It restores balance in the mind, body, and spirit. It's an affordable handheld device that can scan, optimize, and harmonize your entire body multiple times a day, as many times as you want. It does limit you to no more than once an hour, but not the inner voice, which is very powerful in itself. You can do that one as much as you want. So the inner voice has just been improved. It isolates and analyzes over 8,000 frequencies across a 12-note octave in your vocal tone, pitch, and pattern. It identifies emotional imbalances and then creates harmonizing music to balance your emotional state using musical notes, radionics, and other frequencies. So it uses the same software as a lie detector to be able to obtain accurate results. And everyone's scans are 100% customized to you individually. They have made some improvements to the inner voice. You don't see them in the reports, but in the music itself, instead of taking 12 minutes to listen to the music that can balance us, it only takes 3. Can listen for longer. It's not going to do any harm. But these are is an example of one of the reports. So every time you do an inner voice scan, you get 4 different reports on 4 different emotions and the things that can be affecting, that can be causing these emotions to be out of balance. So the emotions are out of balance. The things that it finds are also things that are going on in our body specific to us that could be causing these things to be out of balance. The glasses, every color represents a different frequency. So when you wear the glasses, when you're listening to the music, it helps support the healing that comes from the frequencies. So there was a study done by someone that's using the inner voice, and she took a group of 10 people who listened to the inner voice for 21 days, and they reported the following results. The overall improvement after 3 weeks was 54.2%. And then there was improvement in these are just the categories that they picked out. Overall improvement in depression, decrease in physical pain, decreased anxiety, and better sleep. So the vital scan is one of the scans for the energetic state in our blood biology. It scans over 800 items, scans the blood in less than 3 minutes, and it's the equivalent of getting $30,000 worth of blood work. It identifies energetic imbalances in the body in areas such as toxins, hormones, minerals, bacteria, parasites, mold, food, allergy sensitivities, heavy metals, and more. Scans and then sends, I don't know who's not muted, but let's see if we can figure it out. There we go. I think we can do that. All right. So it scans and then sends you the balancing frequencies that guide the body toward homeostasis, perfect health, and shows results based on whether the frequencies are out of range. So everybody wants to be right in here at normal, but when we get out toward the edges and we see the reds, it is out of balance. When they're the lower numbers, it's diminishing function risk. Also, that is more chronic. And when we're at the higher numbers, we're at an increasing inflammation risk, and that is usually more acute. So it's more recent. So this is an example of a vital scan and what it scans for. It scans for food sensitivities, blood, chakras, gastrointestinal functions, meridians, nutritional analysis, and physical functionalities and toxicities. So this is just an example of one scan. So what is on the right is the current scan. 2 scans are done at one time. You scan and then you optimize. Even when you're doing the easy scan and you only press one button, the scan scans and then optimizes. So what's on the right is the first scan, and what's on the left is after the optimization. So not everything, like we want to see more on the right than on the left because we're doing an optimization. But this is just an example. Not everything is going to balance out and become a 5. 9s become 7s, 1s become 3s, some 5s will stay as 5s. I believe, yeah, we have an example here of a 5 becoming a 7. But our energy is like the ocean. When a tide comes in, there's still water that's going out. So when one thing improves, something else may have to move in the other direction to compensate for that improvement. So what we want to see is a trend over time of things on the left better than things on the right. So the comprehensive scan is similar to an MRI or a CAT scan. It scans all of the physical components in the body, including arteries, veins, nerves, organs, lymphatic system, chromosomes, spine, vertebrae, muscles, ligaments, glands, teeth, and more. You can optimize the areas in your body by clicking a button to send the optimizing frequencies to shift those areas back to their optimal state. And the results come on a 35-page report and show what was scanned with a detailed list of each piece of the anatomy where it falls energetically on a scale of 1 to 9, with 5 being balanced, the same as the vitals, and that's in range and healthy. So I wanted to show an example here of me this week having an issue with my liver. Showed up on the scan. I was having some pain right side and also having some digestive problems. And you can see there on my first scan of the day, sorry, my dog is knocking things over. So, so you can see on the right, it was my liver vessels were 81% from ideal. After the scan and after the optimizations, my liver vessels became 38% from ideal. But when I saw this 81, I was pretty alarmed. So I sent myself some other frequencies for healing. And then later on that day, I scanned again, and these are my numbers. So I started out better than where I was at the end of the last scan. Didn't move as much as this first scan, but we're still moving in the right direction. So I am on my way to better health and probably going to do some kind of a liver flush in the near future. I'm very alerted to the fact that there's something going on there and that I should probably clean up my diet and other things that I can proactively do to get better. So the body system scan is something that was added last year, and they're always adding new features, but our subscription cost doesn't go up. So this body system scan pulls all of the things that are scanned for in the vitals and the comprehensive, and it pulls them into the 13 different body systems so that we can get suggestions on what we should do if we are thinking about a certain system. So the liver is part of the digestive system. So if I wanted suggestions on what to do with my liver issues that were coming up in my scan, I could go right to the digestive system. The liver also is part of the endocrine and one other system in there, but there's pictures. So if you're thinking, I don't know what this certain thing is part of, you can go into the body systems and look at the different pictures in the body systems, and you can find out that way. So it does provide a detailed description of each thing in the body, each system in the body, potential causes for frequency imbalances, and gives personalized recommendations to improve these frequency statistics. Program finds and optimizes the largest 65 trapped emotions and lists which body system they are stored in and how they are affecting the body.
So on behalf of our whole team.
All right. So this is just an example of the body system scan, and gives you reasons for things going wrong in that area that come up. Like I said, this pulls from the vitals and the comprehensive, also the inner voice. And then it gives things that ways to improve each system. That's my favorite part of this. It's just really great to be able to go through and see what we can do to proactively improve our health. So the AO scan results can refer to frequencies that are found in cellular memory, residual toxins that are in our body, residual damage from prior exposure, residual inflammation, and an actual occurrence that is going on now. It can also be the closest frequency to something that's not in the database. So if there's something in there that just doesn't make sense, maybe there's something else that's really close to that that's just coming. Off-selling can be another thing. So if you're near someone that has a certain thing going on with them, that can be picked up in you. Also, the AO scan doesn't diagnose. It's not to be used for diagnosis or medical treatment. It's not a medical device. It shouldn't be used to treat or cure any disease. So the supplement library is absolutely fantastic. You can scan in your supplements, essential oils, crystals, homeopathic vitamins, and more. You can even scan in, not scan in, but you can save therapies. So different therapies that you're interested. You can put in supplements that you're thinking about using or that you're thinking about giving your pets, and see if it's something that you should buy so it can save you money. If it never comes up as a scan as something that you need, then you don't need to buy that supplement. But if something's coming up in your scan and you're thinking, hey, I don't know whether I need collagen or not, but it's coming up in my scan a lot, you can put collagen in your supplement library and see if it comes up as a suggestion for you. So the library categorizes and stores the frequency of the supplement within your scanner. And then it indicates which supplements in your body you resonate with, and which ones that it would be best if you take physically. And taking too many vitamins when your system may not need them can overburden the liver. So it's also a money saver because you're only taking the supplements when you truly need them. I also find myself taking less supplements, but I also scan in a lot of the supplements that are in the library already are frequencies, so we don't need to take them. We can just take the frequency of that supplement. So that's another thing that can save the burden on the body. You can even do this, the frequency of aspirin if you have a headache or pain or anything like that. So it's not burdening your liver, but it's giving you the benefit of the aspirin. We've gotten rid of a headache in no time with that. The quick scan, it runs a 10-second scan to identify the supplements, homeopathic remedies, or detoxes that you need at that moment. And you can use that as many times throughout the day as you want. Find myself when I'm not feeling well doing a quick scan just to see, if something comes up that I can put those frequencies into water. It's a good jump start to your day with the 3-minute boosts. And you can also energetically clear and shield your body. And you can do that as many times throughout the day as you want. So the Cepheid subtle energy frequency imprinter has over 1,000 frequencies that, and it uses scalar wave technology. Also, there's Rife frequencies in here, Bach flower remedies, but those frequencies are sent out to you or anyone around the world. You can also load your pets and spaces. You can take a picture of your house or your office. Even your bank account, I've seen people do. You can imprint items such as sugar pellets, jewelry, juice, Cepheid dots, and water. So there's thousands of Cepheids to choose from, including abundance, sleep well, anxiety, pain free, self-confidence, sports enhancement, immune support, and I love trace minerals. And there's lots of detox frequencies and support for the body. There's also frequencies to help with cancer, diabetes, COVID, and there's, I already mentioned, the detoxes for Lyme, metals, viruses, bacteria, parasites. It's pretty amazing. So Dr. William Pollack works mostly with PEMF machines, but he did write a paper on the AO scan, and here's what he said. The AO scan is a brilliant concept that provides a real-time biological fingerprint of the body, anatomically, physiologically, and metabolically, using the established Renaissance resonance of physics. Information collected can be used for lifestyle or behavioral modification. We can also surround the body with dynamic resonance patterns that support optimal well-being. The subscription for the AO scan is $149 a month, and there's 3 ways that you can start with the AO scan. You can just do the subscription, and then that costs $0. You use your own phone, tablet, or computer. It does lose a little bit of accuracy. You might be able to pick some of that up if you pick up, buy a pair of the bone conducting headphones from Solex. Either one of the devices that Solex provides have been calibrated to the app, so they have much more accuracy. The phone is $495 and the tablet is $995. Both of them come with the bone conducting headphones, so you don't have to buy those separately. And I did put links to both Tish and I's Solex pages right below. If you want to sign up with anybody else, you can text Tish, you can email me, you can ask for anybody that, if you want to support somebody else that you know needs that support and go underneath them, just let us know and we'll get you their information and get you in touch with them. I want to open it up to questions, and then I'm going to share my screen because I want to show one other scan I didn't put in the presentation called the Easy Scan. And I want to show some mistakes that I'm commonly seeing with that, which is something I had put in the announcement, but let me check the chat for questions. And Kay said, do you think that the AO scan can serve the same function as muscle testing? I do. I used to do muscle testing. I hated muscle testing. I wasn't that good at it on myself. I used to do it a lot more when my son was sick. I would test him before everything I gave him. And I was better at testing somebody else. I've taken a lot of classes in muscle testing from Dr. Klinghardt, taking another one in a couple of months with Dr. Cowden. And this Sunday, we're going to have muscle testing with Jerry Weber. But it eliminated the need to do muscle testing. I know so many functional medicine doctors that are using this that used to do muscle testing on everything, and they would test on the results of the AO scan, and they would double check it with their muscle testing, and they said they don't even do that anymore because it's 100% spot on. And one more thing, I got the opportunity to scan Dr. Cowden down in Texas when we were at the same conference. We went to a conference, biofrequency conference that Dr. Jerry Tennant put on. And I sent him the results of his AO scan. He said he was going to go home and muscle test them. And when I asked him, he said that they were remarkably accurate. So, yes, Connie, I do. I either wash out, or the question is, do you wash out the dish for liquids when adding supplements to the library? So I have put in a liquid, and then I'm not going to take that supplement. So I have actually taken it back out of the dish, and then I will put it back in. And in order to be able to do that, you have to make sure that it is clean. So clean it in between. Wash it, dry it, all of that. And don't use the same one for liquids and powders, because you'll have your powder sticking to the remnants from the liquid. So I always have 2 different shot glasses, one for a liquid and one for powder. And pills and things like that, you can put right on the screen and scan them in that way. So right now, that's all the questions we have, unless we have if anybody's got a question they want to unmute, you're welcome to do that, or you can raise your hand. I think everybody should be able to unmute if you want to. But if not, I'm going to share the screen and show the easy scan.
Hey, Heather, I apologize. I'm late. My meeting went 30 minutes over. So,
hey, no worries. Glad you made it. All right. Did you see any of the presentation, Tish?
I just got on this minute. So
Oh,
I will watch the recording.
You did not get to see my liver then. My liver was in sad shape this week.
Really?
Yeah. I'll show you that. I'll go back to that in a second. I just wanted to get right into, let's back up into the screen, get my chat out of the middle of it. So the easy scan combines, I'm going to go back to this screen because this shows all of the scans. The easy scan was something they added to combine the inner voice, the vitals, the comprehensive, and the quick scan. So it's doing 4 scans in one. And we're going to, so all you have to do is push this one button instead of having to push 5 buttons to do all those scans. And then in order to look at the report, we go here, and it's easy because we have the inner voice here. We have our suggested colors that we should use for our glasses. Then we have the suggested supplements. And then we have only what's wrong. And the question I get most often is, everything is wrong with me. No, it's not, because it's only pulling out what's wrong. So don't come here and think I'm hopeless. There's no, because it's only going to show the reds and the oranges. And I also do not like to I'll scan through this and look at things, but I don't like to try and get a picture of my health from here, because it's it's not giving the full picture. It's only showing things that stayed completely out of balance. And we get a much better look at things when we're looking at the full picture. And I wanted to show this just in case, because down here, this is where I get the most alarm. People will see that you're 100% from ideal on everything that comes up here. You're not, because this same scan goes, we can go right into here and we can get the full scan by clicking on any of those buttons we saw there and then going into reports. And then it'll actually show that the adrenals were only 30% from ideal, not 100% from ideal, like it showed in the easy scan. So I just wanted to show that so there's no confusion on the easy scan when you do that report. It is a great way to get all the scans done with one push of the button. They do say it's kind of a light version of all of the scan. So every once in a while, maybe once or twice a week, you could do the inner voice by itself, the vitals by itself. And then what I like to do is look at what came up in my vitals and then go over to the comprehensive, and I may choose a few things that weren't on the list that the AO scan came up with. I always like to see what's going on with my lymph. I always like to see what's going on with my organs. But it's not just seeing what's going on, because the scans are doing the scan and they're also optimizing. So if you've got something going on with your organs and you need some optimization and you don't want to think about it, go in and do a scan and click whatever's going on and do this, do the scan and then the optimizing, and you're going to get some great results just from that. Tish, I'm just going to quickly, I want to show you, because I thought this was super.
I was amazed with the accuracy of this week, because usually all my chakras are, when my meridians and chakras, they come into balance. They might be red or orange, but they always come in after the scan. I was under a huge amount of stress for a few days, and it didn't bring me back into balance. It was, I was still a 1. So I thought, wow, this is like you kind of wonder whether you really trust the whole thing or not. And I'm like, wow, it picked that up. It picked up that I am like, there's this massive amount of stress, and it didn't balance me. It wasn't good enough to overcome my massive amount of stress that I was under. So I thought that was pretty cool. I mean, it wasn't really cool.
So did you send yourself the chakras? The frequencies? And okay.
No, I
Right.
didn't, because I was under so much stress I couldn't do anything. So I just love the fact that it picked it up.
Yeah, I could
was so
feel
impressed.
pain in my liver earlier this week, and look at this. I've never seen anybody 81% from ideal on anything, but my liver vessels were 81% from ideal, but in one scan they came to 38%.
So why did you can feel the liver? What happened?
I get pain on my right side by my rib cage. I have liver problems. I've had them. I think it's just, the mercury, the lime, things gather in the liver and my liver gets clogged up. I mean, it's not like I'm drinking and that's a problem. I quit that a couple of years ago. I don't even have one every once in a while. I was eating like crap earlier this week, and I just felt that pain, and I did a scan, and I could not believe how far out of balance my liver was. But
Just
then
from eating crap for a few days.
yeah. So I
Yeah.
sent myself some, after I did the scan, I sent myself some other frequencies to help with the liver. And then later on that day, my liver started out at 34 and even got a little better to 31. So that's the kind of thing we want to see. And I wish everything was as black and white as this. Not every scan gives us that kind of a clear picture. But, if you continue to scan twice a day and you continue to look, you're going to see something that, and you get used to reading the scans, they're going to get easier to do. And you're going to see something that is going to be the aha moment for you that can, and even if it's not from the numbers that you get something, if it's, something from the suggestions of life changes we can make, and It's those kind of things. It's the little things that we keep doing every day that's going to get us to better health.
Yeah,
And I see-
and after, go ahead and you can answer Dave and Margot's question, and then I wanted to say something else, because
Okay, that's what I was going to
Came up
say.
this
Go,
week.
go ahead, Margot.
Okay, I'm put my thing. I have a question about when you're doing Dave's doing the easy scan. And then it tells him the supplements that we don't have and to imprint them. And it has detox ones, and we've noticed, like, for instance, one detox was pesticides. I can't remember what the other one was. One time, 2 detoxes came up. And this proves that this machine's working, because he would do that. I would imprint them. And, oh, I would say by evening time, he was feeling like he was herxing. So it's telling me it's working. So I'm wondering if we should, how do we know when to back off of which ones? And I'm never gonna do 2 at the same time again. But I'm not sure, if we should, if it's ones that I know he's tested for and has issues with, I wanna do those ones.
Yeah.
But,
So this is something we learned back in March with Dawn, because she was very sensitive to the detox frequencies, so she wasn't doing them when they would come up. So I said, let's do a custom playlist, and I'm going to share my screen and show you that. I know we've done custom playlists before, but this is what you do. You take that one, all the detox frequencies are down here in energy, homeo, energetics. So you go into custom playlist and you push the plus, and then you go down into that energy, homeo, energetics, and you pick the one. My screen is just in the wrong spot, but you pick, so say it's the pesticide one. You pick that one. And you put it in with a whole bunch of support. So you come up here to quantum reach and you pick health or health, strength, and recovery, breathe free. If he needs energy, put energy, whatever you feel he needs, you're going to know better than it. Immune support, pain-free, peace, calm, and tranquility. And then you can go down to quantum affirmations, and they have a lot of similar ones, but these are different frequencies. So we can do something like, I don't know, anxiety, energy boost is here, immune support again, but it's a different kind of immune support. So it's okay to choose both of them. Perfect health is here. And you just keep picking support until you've filled up your 15, because there's a limit of 15, and you'll know that by when you are clicking, and all of a sudden, I'm not just clicking to show you, now I clicked on perfect recall and it won't turn green. So you know you're at your 15, scroll back up to the top, you have to give it a name, and then you save it. And then, so we'll just call this one test, and I can get rid of it later, but so you save it, and then you can imprint the water like you do with the supplements, if that's what you want to do, is imprint, or you can do a 2-minute broadcast, and it plays each one of these for 2 minutes. If you only have 2 minutes and you want to do it quick, push simultaneous, do the 2-minute broadcast, and then it'll play them all together for 2 minutes. And they say there's no difference in the amount of benefit.
Yeah, why wouldn't you do that all the time then?
I know, I do now that I heard Lauren say that there's no difference.
that's what I was thinking. Then from what you showed, I'm better off than just willy-nilly just doing it. Do the supports with it, make a category for it.
Yes.
Because
Yeah.
I mean, it really affected him, and it was like, whoa, that thing's
Yeah.
working,
Yep,
so.
absolutely. Yeah, we don't want to set you back with Herxheimer's. We want to make sure you get all that support. So just write down, if it comes up with 2, write them both down. Try one with the support. And then if he does well with that, you can try, because we used to only be able to put 10 in a custom playlist. And when that was when Dawn first started doing this. So I was like, put 1 in with 9 support. So you might be able to put 2 detoxes in with 13 supports and still be okay. But I would just try the one with 14 supports, see how he does with that. And then if he does all right with that, do another one for the other one that came up with 14 other supports. And then another time you can try putting 2 in with 13 supports and see how he does with that. Does that sound good?
Yeah, I just thought, well, we just can't keep doing this like that because it really affected him.
Well,
and it's
yeah,
like,
and and could they do, like, if they want to do one with 13 supports or 15 supports in, so say, suppose at 10 o'clock in the morning, and then they can do another one at 4 o'clock in the afternoon with
Right.
the other one with 15
Make
supports.
sure that, yeah, make sure that he did well with the first one before you
Yeah,
do
if he
anything
didn't do
else.
well with the first one, then don't do it. That's
Yeah.
enough for that day.
Yeah, but Dawn, why don't you talk on this? Because I know after you started putting him in a playlist, you didn't have those bad reactions anymore,
I
right?
have not had them, and I can do me plans in a day with no reaction. I still have a reaction to the infection ones.
Okay.
I have I believe a dental infection, so I back off on that one, but all the others I can do 2 playlists right. And I have many playlists have 2 detoxes in them. Like for Lyme, I also have bacteria.
Dawn, have you had an Alpha Site 9000 scan?
No,
You need to get one. Because it
know.
will it will go through your entire, they come to your house. You don't even have to go anywhere. They will come to your house and do the scan, and it will tell you exactly where your infections are throughout your whole body. So they may be dental infections. You might have some hidden infections somewhere else, but the point is it will do that. And Rebecca Graff, we have a bunch of people that can interpret them. Like if you're not happy with the person who's done an interpretation, you can get a second interpretation, because this is
Neil,
it's really key.
send me the information.
Yeah, so you haven't been coming on, you don't come on Sundays all the time, right?
Sometime,
Sometimes you
not
come.
all the time.
Yeah.
I did a chocolate playlist and I felt pain in my teeth.
Yeah,
It was
you know, again, we're
intense.
trying to get to the cause, right? And
Right.
one of Dr. Cowden's, he had an ALS patient in the 90s, and he had done everything, and this person was not reversing. And the last thing, it was a dental infection. They got that done. The guy reversed and lived another 20 years.
Yeah, all
And so,
yeah.
yeah, so I feel like there's just, for you, that's just my
Yeah.
opinion. I think that it's just, you're gonna find it, and all of a sudden,
Mhm.
you're gonna get better.
Absolutely.
Because you've done
yeah,
everything else, right? We just finding that,
everything,
yeah. So that's just the way I feel.
That's awesome. Thank you.
But we'll talk. I'm off work tomorrow, so we can talk, we can chat
Oh,
tomorrow.
awesome. All right. But I have not had any problems with the others.
Right.
But that's a really cool, again, this is why I like this machine, is that we're sitting here trying to be detectives, right?
Right.
And so to me, the fact that she's having a problem with this detox and not with the other detox is another hint. It's another piece of the puzzle.
That's why I also do the one on my teeth,
Yeah.
but yeah, and
Yeah.
I was bizarre. I was doing the chocolate playlist, and since they're 7.5 minutes each, I did not do the 2-minute podcast. I
Hmm.
did the continuous podcast, and that was an hour. So, my teeth were in pain for half of that time.
Really?
It said
From
in,
aligning the chakras.
and it started with the root.
Yeah.
It was intense.
Wow.
Wow.
No, I was a little tired after that one, but it was worth it. But I believe that's where my issue is.
Yeah, because what has amazed me is, again, and I believe this is true for everyone, we have to get to the cause of your particular causes, because it's probably more than one. But this one sounds like a big one. And imagine if you can get that infection taken care of, completely cleaned out, all of a sudden your immune system, instead of spending all that time working on the infection all the time, you can start working on everything else.
Right.
So it's very
Yeah.
exciting. I'm excited.
Yeah.
No, I love all this information, and I mean, I remember going to another provider with a different scanner and a Nest, and Nest Health.
Yes, I just actually tried it out last week.
Yeah, but when I did it, you would have a scan done, and then you would have to buy all the infrastructure.
Right.
And we're left there for under $300.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
we can just do our podcast or put it in water on the tablet and as many times as we want. I mean,
Yeah.
I love that, but the information, even though I'm not as diligent as you are, I still, and my toxins today were maybe 7 of them, not many at all.
That's awesome.
Right.
Yeah. I love to see that list get shorter and shorter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So Connie had a question. How do we get food suggestions on the scanner? And that is the same way we get supplement suggestions by you can put them in the supplement library and make a playlist just for food. I had mung beans kept coming up as something that was out of balance on my scanner for months, and I was ignoring it because I never knew what a mung bean was. Finally looked it up and bought some organic mung beans, and they're not on my imbalance anymore. So there must have been something in that mung bean I needed. But it's probably the only food I have in there yet. But you can do that with any food. And you can scan in the frequency of an apple, but you're not going to get the nutrients from the apple until you eat it. So you can't scan in the food and then replace food, but you can
Expect not to have
definitely
to eat it.
make your body ready to accept that food by taking the frequency of it. Lisa asked, do the glasses come with the tablets or are they a separate order? If separate, how important do you think they are? I didn't purchase them and now I'm wondering if I should have. You can purchase them at any time. They are $150 or $30. I can't remember. I just bought some with a 20% discount and I think they start at $150. I'd have to look that one up. It's either $130 or $150. But I wanted to have a separate set. And I don't know if Marion's on here, but I was wondering if she needed one too. But we had a 20% off coupon if you bought the Day of Discovery training. So I bought them then because they have been out of stock. But I do think they're important. I do think they're wonderful for helping the frequencies work. But you can, if you don't want to get them right away, you can't get them right away, you can also look at that color. Say your color is red. Everywhere you go today, every time you see something red, go, oh yeah, red. You know, just notice it. Wear a red shirt. Do something. I mean, I understand that's whether it's 130 or 150, that's a lot of money. But there's other ways to get that color. And so
Yeah, so
whatever.
if red is your color, you could even take a red, like I love the idea of wearing a red shirt, but also like if you have a red tablecloth, great, just throw a red tablecloth, something where you're gonna see it all day. Throw it
Right.
on your couch, so you're gonna see it.
Yeah,
Oh,
absolutely. So Connie asked, how can we get this data on our computer like you have? Can we do that with the phone scanner? Yes, everyone can put in app.aoscan.com and then you just sign in from there. You can do it on any browser, any phone. So if you don't have your scanner with you and you want to do it on your phone, just open up a browser on your phone, put app.aoscan.com and then sign in. You can sign in from anywhere. I don't like doing it on my computer as much. Like if I have the choice, I do the scans from my device and then we're looking at them from the computer. But you can send frequencies from the computer. It's the same effectiveness as anywhere else. So if you want to have frequencies running on your computer, you can run them all day long if you want. And then you can also keep those frequencies running in the background. It's not going to kick you out. If you've got the Cepheid frequencies running, you can still do scans on your device. So you can be signed into two different things. You just can't run that. So it'll kick you off of the other one and just tell you to refresh your sign in, but it's really easy to do. Where do we find the detoxes we need? When we do the easy scan and the quick scan, it comes up with supplement suggestions. And as long as you have put the frequencies into your supplement library, then it's going to come up with those detoxes if you need them. So it'll show up in the quick scan, it'll show up in the easy scan.
and did you demo how to put those frequencies in? Is that what you did?
I didn't demo that tonight, but I have something else I want to show if we have time. And I think we only
Maybe
have.
we could demo that next week, how to get
Yeah.
those frequencies in.
Yeah, yeah, it's pretty easy to do. We got 5 minutes left. Let's see.
But you
Tish,
said
how do
you
you
wanted to
find?
post something else. Go ahead.
Tish, how do you find a person? This is a question from Margot. How do you find a person who comes to your home to do the 9,000 scan? That is
You
on-
call them, you start calling
Yeah.
them, do you come to my home? But we
And
have a ton of
what's the-
pals that's gotten them.
What's the website to find somebody?
Alpha site, let me see.
Alpha
It's
Thermo?
alphathermo.com.
Yeah,
I'll put it in the
Alpha.
chat.
Good, thanks.
Alphathermo.com, yeah. Alphathermo.com. That gives you the list of practitioners for the Alpha Site 9000 machine.
She said that she found some in Portland and they're ND doctors, so she thinks that they will not come to the home.
Well, you can ask again. It depends. I do know that like Joanne Petriello, she called around New Jersey. She found a lady from Pennsylvania that was willing to drive over, and you know the first bunch of people weren't willing to come, but we've had a whole bunch of people that they are willing to travel. So because it depends on, you know, like I said, a lot of people are a lot less mobile. Not everybody has a car. Not everybody has a wheelchair van. It's just not as convenient. So a lot of them are willing to do it. I think she had to pay $50 extra. That was it. But it
Yeah,
was
that's
worth
not
it.
bad.
It was worth it for her not to have to move, not to have to move her husband, because it was a huge amount of work.
So Cindy said she does it on her eye gaze, so she's using the AO scan, I think she means, on her eye gaze, which is awesome.
That's great.
And Margot, I copied your comment there about step-by-step with the Cepheid, and I will do that. So we'll have a step-by-step sheet of how to set up the Cepheid custom playlist. Now, I just want to show you something because someone asked how to find out what detoxes you need. This is available with some training. So there's phases 1, 2, there's basic training that is free. So everybody if you haven't done the basic training and you're new to AO scan, go in the back office of Solex and do the basic training.
And so the basic
Phases-
training is at office2.solexnation.com.
Yep.
So that's
Um,
how you get to the basic training. I can put
so-
that in there.
So phases 1, 2, and 3 are just a little bit beyond what you need to run the scanner. So phase 1 goes into some more details of ways to read the scans. Phase 2 opens up some databases, and phase 3 opens up more databases and this homeoenergetics analysis results, which when you open this up, it's really very interesting because this is everything that it scans for in the comprehensive that it feels like it can fix right now. So you may have things in your comprehensive that it says, nope, can't fix that, and it won't show up in this. So you'll do your comprehensive scan and then you press scan on this. I already did that scan because I wanted to show you what it comes up with. So my liver did not come up on this. So it doesn't think there's any frequencies that will help my liver. I do know that my liver was scanned. So it's just saying, nope, can't do that right now. But first thing it comes up with is adrenals. And if you're a 5, that's the ideal one. So if you're a 4, you're a bit off of ideal. I usually try and pick things that are 5s. But it tells you how much stress it's going to put on the body to do this detox, which I love, because if I do the Heart Plus support, it's actually going to put 27% stress on my body, but it's going to give me 89% benefit. But if I do this Mammary Plus one, it's only putting 7% stress on me, and it's 93% benefit. So we can get our top 3 homeogenics or detoxes for each thing. Like these 6 and 7, I wouldn't even look at them. But this 5, it's only going to put 15% stress, and it's going to be 84% benefit. And the psychosis, that's usually a miasm. It's usually something from our ancestry. It's not even something that we ever had. Someone in my ancestry had this, but it's affecting me. So it is something that's available in the 3rd level. So you have to do phases 1, 2, and 3 to get here. If anybody wants to do an AO scan with me and they want to see what this is, I'd be perfectly willing to do that for you. So just send me an email, heatherplude@gmail.com, and I'd help you out there. There's also something else that opens up with phase 3, this dental and TMJ. And Dawn, I'd love to do that on you and see what comes up for your teeth and your TMJ. Anybody else that's, like I said, it's just comes with some of the training, but I want to see you guys all get well. So, so Connie asked, is the inner voice scan that us beginners should do for a couple of weeks before moving on? So yeah, you can either just do the inner voice or you can do the inner voice with the easy scan. The easy scan does the inner voice also, but it's also going to send that optimizing stuff for everybody. So I'd rather do the easy scans. You're going to get the inner voice. And if that's, if that's where you are right now, is just listening to the inner voice. But if you want to just scan through the vitals, the comprehensive, even if you do this body systems, even if you never look at the information, scan and optimize. So it's scanning and optimizing everything. It's not going to hurt to do the scanning and optimizing. Do a little bit at a time though. Like do the easy scan, see how you feel, because it is sending optimizing frequencies. That there can tire you out. Wow, Cindy, you already did phase 2. Awesome. It's definitely worth it, she said. That's great.
Good for you.
I think it's fabulous. It's and phase 3 opens up just so much more. And I don't even know if they're going to add a phase 4, but with phase 3 you can also do thermography, so it's going to be very much like the Alpha 9000.
It'd be very interesting to see that. I think it's going to be different, but we'll see. Because I haven't done it yet. I haven't done phase 3 yet. So
Right.
So have you done the thermography yet?
I have not. There's a $4,000 machine that you have to buy.
Oh, no,
in
you have
order
to have the machine? Oh, forget that.
to-
Really?
I put my down payment on it last year.
Oh,
at
yeah,
the-
you did.
Yeah,
I
at the
remember you did.
conference, but they opened it up and I'm not ready to make that purchase. I did just get my water filtration for the house though.
Yeah,
So-
that was really good.
There's priorities.
Yeah, if anybody is not doing the 47 steps, you need to do the 47 steps because it's dotting the i's and crossing the t's and you're healing. You need to make sure that you are doing everything. And that is the whole purpose of the 47 steps, because people are finding that, oh, wow, I didn't even know that. I didn't know that. I should have been doing that. I should have been, it's like, it's really, I think it's really important that clean air, that clean water, clean home, all of them are important to your healing.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
I think we're gonna have more reversals among the 47 steps graduates than any other group. That's my prediction. The people
Yep.
that graduate, that do all of them, I think we're gonna have a very high percentage of reversals.
I think so too. All due to Tish's hard work. She's put a
No,
lot into
everybody's
this.
hard work. Then Heather's, everybody, it's like, it's every single person and the doctors and everybody's contributed to this. Like, we never would have known as much about mold if it weren't for you. And that's
So
just-
Krista
just like-
asked what the 47 steps are. She's not, a lot of people here have are part of the Healing ALS group.
Mhm.
But not everybody is. So I'm gonna put
Okay.
in the healingals.org.
Yeah,
Right.
healing, I'll just go type it in, healingals.org, the
Yeah, I just
47
did.
steps is there.
Yeah, it's right up at the top.
And I
47.
should be able to get them in. I finally have a day off tomorrow. I'm so excited. So I'm gonna get those 47 steps finished. They're over on .com and they will be on .org by tomorrow night. I'm gonna work on them tonight and then work on them again tomorrow. So I'm tired of them not being there.
Yeah.
They may
Yeah,
not be
and I've been
pretty.
meaning to get to that
there.
too, so maybe we can do what we were gonna do before. You work from the top backwards, and I'll put a couple up tonight too.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, all right.
So.
All right, everybody. Does
Okay,
anybody
wait.
have any more questions?
I do. This is Suzanne and I can't type in the
That's
chat.
okay. Go
So
ahead,
what I want, we just got ours today,
Uh-huh.
our scan. So, and we have a meeting at our house that didn't get done until 8:30. So I just want to know where we should start. What do you suggest we start with?
Start by putting, start with the training, show you how to put your name and everything in. So you're gonna start up here, it'll say guest client when you open up, but if you go through the trainings, I sent you an email earlier today. Well, I'm not sharing my screen so you can't see, but I sent you an email earlier today, and if we need to get on a private coaching, we can do that, not tonight, but tomorrow.
Yeah, of course.
So I sent you the trainings, go into the office2.solexnation.com, find basic training. So under training, it'll say enroll. And then as soon as you enroll, that basic training will be available, and it'll just go through step by step, how to set things up, how to do the scans. It's all pretty well written out there, how to do that. If you have
Okay,
any trouble, you let me know.
yeah, we will. We're very good at bothering you.
Oh, no bother.
Well, thank you.
Nope. You're very welcome. All right. So you get started with that, and everybody have a great night. I'm gonna go work on some healing ALS steps.
Kay,
And
yeah,
then we'll work.
if you want to open up the steps, Kay, go to healingals.com and you can open up everything on the homepage. Healingals.org is not done yet. So we've been both Heather and I've been really crazy as far as schedules go. And I especially, I think that's like if I include Sundays, which is webinar day, it's like 14, 15 days in a row, and I have not had any days off. So it's just, that's the issue. I've been getting behind, but So just to Kay, in the meantime, go to healingals.com, and then the last 2 weeks, go to healingals.org. And my goal is to get everything done by tomorrow. Caught up
All
over on
right, that's a
org.
big one.
So you won't need to cut, not my whole life caught up, but at least the 47 steps caught up through step 9.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, one piece at a
All
time.
right.
Okay. Thank
Good
you.
night,
Heather.
everybody.
Night, everyone.
Good night. Sleep well.
Bye.
You too.